my name is Samantha Adair and I'm from Brigham Young University. Today I'm going to show you everything you'll need to know to get started at the organ. We'll start with a little bit about the organ itself, then what all the buttons do, how to adjust the bench to sit comfortably, what kind of shoes you'll need, and more. As you're watching, it might be helpful to sit at an organ and follow along. First, how do you turn it on? This is called the organ console, and different styles of console will often have different types of on switches. It may be a rocker switch, a button, something similar to a light switch, or even a draw knob, and as you've seen, these can be located somewhere on either side of the console or even underneath the keyboards. Next, you're probably seeing multiple keyboards. These are called manuals, and each has a name. If there are two manuals, the lower manual is called the great, and the upper manual is called the swell. If there are three manuals, the lowest is called the choir. The great becomes this one in the middle, and the upper manual is the swell. The last keyboard is the most exciting, and it's just called the pedals. You may notice that after you've turned the organ on, the keyboards still don't make a sound. Next then, let's talk about stops, the rows of controls with names like Principal 8, Flute 4, etc. Your organ may have rocker tabs, lighted rocker tabs, draw knobs, or stop tabs. Each manual is assigned to a division of pipes or organ tones, and the names of those divisions should sound familiar: great, swell, and pedal. When you push or pull a stop, it is engaged, and that voice will sound when you play on the appropriate keyboard. Look now at these rows of numbered buttons directly beneath the keys. We call them thumb pistons. They are used to save combinations of stops for quick recall later. There are two possible types of combination pistons. First, there may be a long row of numbers, possibly split between two keyboards, towards one side or the other that will save stops set from all divisions, manuals, and pedal into one combination. These are called general combination pistons, or just generals for short. The other type is assigned by division. A row directly under each keyboard saves combinations for that particular manual only. These are called divisional pistons. Now we get to talk about the feet. If you're at the organ, look down towards the pedals. Directly in the middle, just forward from the pedal board, you'll find one or more tilting pedals with labels over or under them. On the left, often labeled swell or great/pedal, are the expression pedals. They change the volume for whatever division is marked. If it says swell, push your toe forward to give the swell division its full volume. If you push your heel forward, bringing the toe back, the volume is decreased. The same applies for any other expression pedals in their respective divisions. You should normally keep these pedals fully open when you play. This keeps the full volume of the stops you have engaged. The farthest pedal to the right, labeled crescendo, is a completely different kind of pedal. It adds stops gradually as the toe is pushed forward. Since you don't know exactly what stops are going to come on when, we normally leave this pedal closed in church playing and just create our own combinations. Another thing your organ might have is toe studs or toe pistons, which are exactly what they sound like. Buttons or knobs in front of the pedal board for your toes to press. They can serve as general combination pistons, pedal divisional combination pistons, or they can have other purposes. The ones that are general combination toe pistons are just an extension for your feet of what you already have for your thumbs, in case your hands are busy. Before you actually play the pedals, we need to talk about organ shoes. Organ shoes provide a solid extension of the heel, flatten out the uneven surface of the bottom of the foot, and make it easier for the heel and toe to skip over keys. For optimal pedal playing, here are the 5 criteria of an ideal organ shoe. Number 1, The heel should be about 1 inch high and the same width as the rest of the shoe. Number 2, the sole should be thin, soft leather or suede, trimmed flush with the side of the shoe. Number 3, there should be no bridge filling the space between the heel and the toe, but an open arch. Number 4, the uppers should be lightweight and flexible and not stick or squeak against each other. And number 5, it should fit securely with laces or a strap. The more of these criteria you can meet, the better and easier your pedal playing will be. One great possibility is to get shoes from organmastershoes.com. These can last for many years if cared for properly. Now that your feet are set up, the last thing we need to do is adjust the bench. Where the bench is placed makes a huge difference in how easily you can play the pedals. So whenever you practice, make sure you adjust the bench before playing, and then take note of exactly where you adjusted it to for next time. Here are your key checkpoints. First, keep your body centered over the D in the middle of the pedal board. Never slide one way or the other, instead just pivot if you need to reach higher or lower keys. Next, sit far enough forward that you can rest your right foot flat on the expression pedals, but far enough back that your toes dangle just clear of the black keys. Once your body is in the right place, slide the bench forward or back so it sits under about half the length of your thighs and your full weight is supported. You should feel free to play all but the very highest or lowest pedal keys without straining. This is quite different from sitting at a piano, where you are probably used to sitting at the edge of your seat and using your feet to support part of your weight. Find the bench height where you don't have to lift your legs to keep from hitting the keys, but where either heel can play a natural key without leaning forward or pressing your leg into the bench. Your bench may have a knob or a crank on the side, or boards or bench risers you can put under or remove from the bench legs. All of these adjustments will take some time to figure out, so experiment, refine it as you go, and be sure to take note of what you did for next time. A little, even half an inch of adjustment goes a long way. When you're finished playing, there's this handy button called the General Cancel button on the lower right. Push it and voila, all the stops previously engaged are now retired. Use this button if you are done playing or if you want to be sure that notes don't accidentally sound between hymns. That's all for this video. The packet linked below has diagrams and exercises to further reinforce what we've talked about here. And be sure to check out the next video to learn about stops and registration.